All right, in this video, what we're going to talk about is what happens with this particular value in front of the x squared, okay, the a value. Okay. So right now, in our particular problem right here, what's the a value right there, even though you can't see it? 1. Okay. So right here, could you please type in y equals 2x squared? Oh, hold on. We're going to go back. No, oh, hold on. Stay right there. Hold on. Y equals 2x squared. What do you guys notice about the green versus the blue? It's close. Now, remember, I told you guys to write down 2 words in your journal. What word best applies? It's narrow. Good. Here we go. We're going to try it again. Y equals 3x squared. Interesting. Y equals, let's say, 10. Oh, no. Y equals 10x squared. You guys see what's happening there? It just gets more narrow and more narrow and more narrow. So what would happen if I had, say, a fraction? What would be a small little fraction? Give me a small fraction. Give me a fraction. 1/7. 1/7. Good. 1 divided by 7. I'm going to go here. I'm going to type in x squared. What word would you apply to tell me that what's happening with that graph? What is it? It's wider. Okay? So what did I say we're talking about? We're talking about what happens with the a value, the number that's in front of the x squared. So one thing, ready? If the absolute value of a is greater than 1, then the graph is going to become narrow. But if the absolute value of the a value is less than 1, but greater than 0, then it's going to be wide. Okay? So the more narrow and the wider that it is. Okay? Now these are absolute value bars. What do absolute value bars help you represent? Just the value of the number, not whether it's negative or positive. All right? If I wanted all of these graphs right here, so it's something you need to write down. Okay? If it's greater than 1, it becomes really, really narrow. If it's less than 1 but greater than 0, it's going to become wide. Okay? All right, the next thing you guys need to know about the a value is what happens when you apply a negative. Now I want you to watch. All I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a negative in front of each of these, and you can tell me, hold on right there. What happened to every single graph when I started it out with a negative? What happened? It went to the opposite side of the x-axis. All right? So I want you guys to understand. Here's the other thing I need you guys to know about the a value. When the a value, right, when the a value is greater than 0, which means the a value is a positive, any positive number, it opens up. If the a value is greater than 0, then it opens up. Was that a question you had to do over there, Jordan?
Yeah, what was that one?
It was the a value being positive and it opens up. Can you please hold up? Because you'll have a chance to do that. Okay? All right? You're doing a good job drawing in that axis of symmetry right now, but could you please work on this? All right? The a value is greater than 0, it opens up. Now, what do you think I'm going to tell you over here? If the a value is less than 0, which means this a value is not positive, it's negative, then it's going to open what direction? Opens down. Now, how do you know which one's opening up and which one's opening down? Whether the a value. So after you write this down, I'm going to do a little graph and see if this makes sense to you. Maybe it'll help. Okay, so check this out, right? There we go. I'm going to delete everything right here except for this. Okay? And then I'm going to take away the negative. Okay, so here we go. Okay.
Smiley face.
All right, so think of this. If you had to describe this in words, this person that's drawn so horrifically, you would still describe them as what? Happy, because it's positive in front of it, okay? All right, but if I go over here, and I just say negative, okay? And then I put, this is what typically teenagers look like in my class, okay? Actually, I'm sorry, no, most times they look like that, okay? They're usually really angry because they just love math so much that they become so angry. All right? So if it's a negative, it's going to open down. So think frowny face or happy. Happy or sad. Happy, sad. Positive, negative. Positive, negative. Okay, so there we go. Does that make sense? Your A value is either positive or the A value is negative. Good. Okay, so the last thing that we need to talk about, that's really skinny. Let's just make it y equals x squared, okay? Now, I want you guys to notice something. If I put a plus 2, or you might say, you know what, maybe I don't change it to a plus. Maybe I change it to a minus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of this one. Take a picture of this one. All right? Then I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to change it to a plus. I'm going to take a picture of this one. And minus 2, plus 2. Minus 2, plus 2. Does anybody see anything that you could say is happening? The y-intercept is different. How many units did the y-intercept go up? It went up 2. How many did this go? Huh. So in y equals ax squared plus c, what is that number always going to be at the very end? The constant at the end is always the y-intercept. That number is always the y-intercept. What's the y-intercept in this graph? That y-intercept is at 0, -2. So I just removed, that's also the vertex. Right, that is also the vertex. Okay, this particular graph. But the y-intercept is always the constant at the end. So what does the c value do to your graph? The c value does one of two things. It shifts or translates up, or it shifts down. If c is positive, which direction is it going if c is positive? Up. If c is negative, it goes where? It goes down. If c is positive, it goes up. If c is negative, it goes down. Does it control the width of the graph? How wide it is? No. What's the value that controls the width of the graph? What letter? No. The A value controls whether it's wide or narrow. The A value also controls whether it opens up or whether it opens down. Okay? So we're going to, right now, look what happens. If I say x minus 5, how many units did it go down from 0, 0? It went down 5. Okay? Even if I put a 2 in front of here. The 2 didn't change whether it shifted up or down. What happened? What happened to the graph? It made it more, say, slimmer. But we use the word what?
Narrow.
More narrow. Okay? Or narrower. Okay? If I put a negative here, what's going to happen if I put a negative?
It's going to go down.
Ooh. But did the y-intercept change? It didn't, did it? So it went from here. It was here, and now it's, well, hold on, I changed the positive to negative. So what's the only thing that changed between these two? It went from that to that. And what made it change? What made it go from up to down? What made it change?
The A value.
The negative, okay? So listen up. These are the things that you guys need to know. So make sure that you look at your paper. Before you guys leave today, I need you guys to look at your paper, and this is what I want to make sure that you know. Listen up. You need to be able to graph the quadratic functions on the coordinate plane using and be able to identify the x-intercept, the y-intercept, zeros, maximum, minimum values, vertex, and the equation of the axis. Did we do all of this today? Yes, that's what you need to have in your journal.